Hey everyone, welcome aboard. Today we have a reaction video that was just too much to fit into an Instagram reel.
Yeah, a large stolen yacht crashing into boats.
And if you like this video, be sure to check out the stuff over on Instagram, my Captain's React series. I think you'll enjoy that too.
All right, check this out. Wild video from Orange County where a large stolen yacht rammed other boats and a dock in Newport Harbor. The suspect also doing donuts in the water before.
A little bit of context here to kind of bring you up on the whole story. There was a gentleman who went down and stole one of these boats. And he stole it from a pretty well-known brokerage down there, one that I've actually worked for in the past. I really like them. Don't have any problems with them. There was some miscommunication on the security of their dock. Somehow, this gentleman was allowed to go down there. Now, I think the boat was getting worked on or something was going on, so where the keys were easily accessible or the boat was sort of more accessible than normal. This footage is the result. Here's that footage again. I like how big of a watermark this guy put on here. Like, it's not even a watermark, it's just an advertisement, really.
Ran over the sailboat and then
Dylan here looks like a good dude, but he does kind of look like somebody that would make sure that the watermark was as big as possible on his video.
This is the craziest thing I've ever seen in my life. That smashed down,
So
and the whole building.
that sailboat and this damage, that was there for a long time after this incident. And someone was actually, a woman I believe, was on that sailboat and survived getting crushed by that azimuth. It's a miracle because you can see it's totally crushed.
And she was screaming, and oh my God, I mean, the woman lives on the boat.
Yeah, that was a good view. Let's look at that again. Just see the absolute damage this thing did. You could see where it just landed right on top of it, and it crushed in this entire console up here. And the mast is in like 5 pieces.
Then the suspect goes back into the bay. Police identify him as a 38-year-old San Diego resident named Joel Siam.
And I felt like he was, like, basically trying to run from the police. He starts doing donuts inside the bay, like, you know, trying to get away from the police, heads to the bridge.
So Joel here, I don't think Joel had any experience on boats. I don't think he was purposely doing donuts. I think he was just never really in control. I think even though he wasn't in control though, he was trying to do things maliciously. Wasn't in a good mindset, but you could see a lot of the stuff he does. It doesn't seem like he does it on purpose.
He smashed into the bridge, and then I saw 2 different police boats take this guy on either side.
Here, so this is when he hits the bridge.
Person suspected of stealing a boat.
Okay, so he hits the old classic boat, does a lot of damage to it, and then just goes right into the seawall under the bridge. Fun little antidote. I almost had my boat there. I couldn't afford it. The people I was working for at the time knew the people that owned that dock. I was trying to get into contact with them about putting my boat there, and if it had been there, it would have been destroyed way more than that one. I mean, that old wood thing's probably a tank. Yeah, I mean, thank God that didn't happen. There you go, you can see some damage. For how hard that boat was hit, I mean, you could see the damage here around where the paint is miscolored because it's been destroyed, but it really didn't do that much to it. Like, the boat held up super well.
Boat thief, 38-year-old Joel Siam of San Diego.
Joel Siam. Let's see what Joel Siam's up to now. Oh no, he's a fugitive. He's on the run. Yeah, I see right here, it says they took the yacht while it was being serviced. I've been on this dock and like they have good security. Like there's key cards and you really can't get into it unless you have access to it. But if a door was left open when it was being serviced or something, I mean, there's no locks are gonna help that. Keys were left on board. Not to give anyone any ideas, but most keys are left on board most boats. It's just a matter of if the salon and the rest of the boat is secured and locked. Nobody really removes the keys. They just remove the key to get into the boat. And the guy seemed like a character. Listed CEO in his jail records. It's pretty funny. Issued a warrant for Siam from San Diego. Didn't appear for a pretrial hearing. It's kind of wild that, I mean, I'm not going to get into the intricacies of the justice system, but sometimes it seems like some people shouldn't be allowed bail. I guess this didn't appear to be a violent crime, but I mean, the guy obviously went a little crazy. You could see where it went straight into the wall, and it completely damaged the entire bow, which is kind of already a bit of a blunt shape on these azimuths. Just took out the whole anchoring system, stanchion. It went up for salvage. I remember they were trying to sell it, the insurance company was. I guess it must have sold, but I think this boat was like a $2.5 million boat. It was only selling for like a couple $100,000 salvage, which makes sense because when you have damage, like let's go back to that photo. When you have damage like this, like fiberglass repair, it's only going to do so much because this is where the boat is structurally adhered, like the deck to the hull. Along that rail there, any kind of damage like that, Obviously there's visual damage, but it can also crack and ruin the entire structural integrity of the boat. So you take a huge risk when you buy these things. They mostly sell for however much they're worth in like engines and electronics, and they're pretty much just parted out.
Video shows this yacht crashing into
See,
other vehicles.
I know that the guy's crazy and he jumped bail and he's a fugitive now, but I feel like if he really had any control of the boat, his intention wouldn't be to plow through other boats. And I kind of feel that way based off the way he was doing circles earlier. He's just doing circles in reverse. He clearly has no control over it. It's hard to say whether it was on purpose, although it appears it was with all the aftermath of him jumping bail and everything, but the damage to that sailboat is just unreal. Just wild, the dock's completely ripped in half. I mean, thank God that lady was okay. Just nothing you would ever expect to happen to you. The guy, 0 out of 10 for pretty much all of it. Stealing the boat, jumping bail. Joel doesn't seem to be a great character. I wonder if I type his name in if they found him. Did they get Joel? I wonder which one's Joel. All of these are pretty old. I don't think that Joel was caught, or they just don't care to tell us because it's old news now. If you like this video, be sure to check out the Instagram reaction stuff. It's a lot of fun. Check out the JXC store at jxc.com, and be sure to like and subscribe. Smooth sailing.